Yeah, I do believe Andy Ruiz, he did good with Anthony Joshua, and he's going to pet me. Boo boy, if he might fight with Keith one time, Thurman. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Manny Pacquiao reacts to Andy Ruiz upsetting Anthony Joshua. Now, Manny Pacquiao has his own fight with Keith Thurman. Should be a good fight. This is a reaction. He said, "Wow, Andy Ruiz, he just shocked the world. That was one of the biggest upsets in boxing history." So he said it's one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. Wow. Then he posted a picture of Boo Boy. It says, "After watching Andy Ruiz win the heavyweight title, I think the real money for me is in training Boo Boy. Congratulations, Andy Joshua." Now, this is cool because, you know, when Pacquiao was with Top Rank, you didn't see him really talk about PBC fights and stuff. Obviously, Pacquiao's training for his own good fight with Keith Thurman. So that's from the legend himself, Manny Pacquiao. That's what he feels. Listen, I think the fight was, you know, high drama and stuff. Good fight. I don't think it's as shocking as people are making it out to be. People are comparing it to Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas. Like, Mike Tyson was like feared in the man and stuff like that. Like, he was the heavyweight of that era. This, you still had Tyson Fury out there. You still had Deontay Wilder. You still have Luis Ortiz. You know, AJ hadn't even fought none of those guys. You know, so I don't know that he was the number one person like people are trying to make him. People, you know, they got gassed up because he had all the belts. But like I've been saying, you got to look at how he got the belts. He got one belt from Charles Martin, who I feel like the other top heavyweights would beat. Klitschko was coming off a long layoff and a loss. And because Tyson Fury failed drug tests, two of the belts that he got were vacant open belts, and they just made it because it was such a big fight. They just made the Joshua Klitschko for two belts. So, you know, he came up, and this is what you seen when he was in there with Andy Ruiz. He looked kind of shook, and he looked kind of amateur. He was still like developing at best, you know what I'm saying? And it was full steam ahead, and I don't think he was ready for that. After the Charles Martin fight, they seized an opportunity, which made all the sense of the world because he did beat Charles Martin. But the thing is, when you become a champion, and it's for keeps. There's no like turning back. So after the Charles Martin, you got the bullseye on your back. Other people want to become champions. See, people keep talking about, oh, Deontay Wilder, he's a bum. He had 40 fights. He started boxing late, just like Joshua. So he needed 40 fights to get to where he's at. That's why you've seen Joshua just get stopped by a 5-week late replacement. It takes time. You know, I don't think Joshua would have fought for a title or been fighting Klitschko had it not been for, you know, a series of things like Klitschko losing to Tyson Fury, right? He lost to Tyson Fury. That, you know, people didn't expect that necessarily. Then Tyson Fury had his own demons outside the ring, drug addiction and partying, and he felt like no one was giving him credit, those things. So he had a lot going on. He forfeited the belts, had to relinquish them because he failed drug tests, you know. He also got stripped of the IBF, which opened it up for Charles Martin and Glasgow to fight for the title, you know, two ranked guys with the IBF. So it's a whole series of events that took place. I don't think Eddie Hearn would have moved Joshua to, they were selling out O2 arenas and, you know, building him up, you know, just like they're doing Daniel Dubois and, you know, other guys now, Joe Joyce, trying to get him some good experience in. And that's why Joshua kept saying, oh, in my 15th fight, I was fighting for a title. Yeah, that's because it was against an unproven champion. So they put you. But like I said, Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, in doing that, they opened Pandora's box. Now you're a champion. So whereas it took Deontay Wilder, for example, he's on his 9th title defense. And now he's fighting like even better people like the Tyson Furies and Luis Ortiz. You know, it took him getting a bronze medal, learning on the job, you know, feeling comfortable with his style and power, stuff like that. Joshua, I'm not going to say he was necessarily rushed, but I guess that's the way. Like, his career was expedited. And once it was Charles Martin, and once Joshua became a star, knocked him out in 2 rounds, bow, bow, seen the power, there's no turning back. So to me, this wasn't this massive upset that y'all keep talking about. Joshua still had things to prove. He didn't fight Tyson Fury, he didn't fight Luis Ortiz, and he damn sure didn't fight Deontay Wilder when he could have at least last year, you know? So me personally, I respect Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao De La Hoya was more of an upset, because Manny Pacquiao moved up from 2 divisions. He moved up like 135 to fight De La Hoya at welterweight. And De La Hoya was an Olympic gold medalist and things like that. Even Joshua getting a gold medal, if you know boxing, the gold medal match where he got the gold medal, it's debated if Joshua even won that. But see, a lot of y'all don't know shit about boxing, so you don't respect it. You don't know the lineage. You don't know the pedigree. So yes, they keep saying Joshua got a gold medal, which is absolute fact. But if you actually watch the fight, you know, there were spectators, or even maybe in the YouTube comments, if you just look at what people were saying, you know, or you watch the fight, or make yourself knowledgeable, then you'll know that the gold medal match was debated. Some people said the other guy won, you know? So I think Joshua was, and then, I mean, the physique, everyone keeps talking about the physique. That's boxing, the physique don't matter. You know, Tim Bradley looked more ripped than Pacquiao, but Pacquiao, in my opinion, beat him 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to get off of this P90X workout type of shit. Boxing don't have nothing to do. Like, of course, we want to see fighters get in the best shape possible, but, and I know, you know, I do ego Weight Watchers and be like, oh, so-and-so's in good shape, but I'm also, like, when I say Errol Spence or Canelo's in shape, I like to see that because I want to see that they're taking camp serious, but also I know they're fucking badass fighters, you know what I'm saying? So they got skill on top of being in shape. It's not just like you in shape and that's it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying Joshua has no skill, but, you know, it's still, to me, he had a lot that remained to be seen. So, you know, everyone's like, oh yeah, this is, look at Pacquiao. Never mind. They wanted to champion Joshua as the #1 heavyweight, but I didn't really see that until he faced his contemporaries, and he fought someone who already challenged for a title and lost, and his first fight in America with all the pressure on him, and you've seen the result. 4 knockdown loss. He lost a fight where he was, winning. He drew first blood with Andy Ruiz, So I think there's other fights that are more upset. I mean, I get it. People are going to say it's an upset because he's so big and the way Andy Ruiz looks. But, Pacquiao and everyone's saying this is one of the greatest upsets of all time. I guess I don't see that because I didn't rate Joshua where people thought Mike Tyson was when he fought Buster Douglas. And that's why I did the 7 reasons. Nobody was giving Andy Ruiz credit. And I did the 7 reasons. I told you he was going to give him mad problems. I told you. I was like, man, I questioned Joshua's mental strength. So for me personally, and I have the proof because I did the 7 reasons and picked Andy Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? So it's not as shocking to me. But, I guess from the outside looking in, if you don't do the research or, you just underestimated Andy Ruiz like I think Joshua did, then yeah, it's a major, huge upset, massive and all that. I think people just you gotta watch where you rate people. You gotta understand this beautiful sport called boxing. Styles make fights. There's a reason Julian J. Rock Williams beat Swift Jarrett Hurd. Swift Jarrett Hurd's not too big on defense. J. Rock is he's a tough Philly fighter, and he's mastered and worked on his craft and honed his skill, including the phone booth fight, the inside fight. Hurd wasn't used to someone bringing the fight straight to him. You got to break this shit down. You know what I'm saying? This is by design because styles make fights. Everybody just talks about, everybody in boxing, a lot of people in boxing, they always grab for the low hanging fruit. They don't want to reach and do the research and, look at Joshua's gold medal match or break down. They just want to look at Andy Ruiz's body and say, yo, this ain't it, Chief. He's no way. First round knockout. because they see Joshua's pecs and stuff. That's not boxing. They see Hurd's size. They see, like, you know, he beat Edeslani Lara, but you got to know Edeslani Lara don't fight like J-Rock. You know, J-Rock takes more penitentiary chances, has more aggression in his offense. He's not as economical. Edeslani Lara, one of the criticisms that I've given him, and I value and rate him as a top fighter, is Edeslani Lara, sometimes he's too passive against guys like Delvin Rodriguez. You know, he could have easily stopped him, but he's hurting him, but he doesn't make the switch kind of from the amateurs and some of the Cuban style where he'll just get this guy out of here and the guy doesn't belong in the ring with him. J-Rock, if a guy is not on his level, he'll probably stop him or, you know, just boom, boom, get him out of there convincingly. So you got to look at the style matchup. That's why I told you to watch the J-Rock fight intently, closely. It's a sleeper fight. People are just banking on stuff. You got to, you know, just really break down the sport and respect it. You know, these underdogs is coming to win. Everyone keeps calling people a bum or, you know, because J-Rock lost, they talking about some Charlo shit. That doesn't have to define his whole career. You know, your heart, your future is not defined. What if someone did that to you, you know, because you got fired from a job? You can't never be a millionaire because, you know, you worked at Burger King and got fired. You know, that's not how life works. If you want it and you work for it and you hone your skills and stuff like that, you can really bounce back in this shit. Andy Ruiz, same thing with his fight. Joseph Parker, I don't even think he lost to Parker. You know, there was a lot of politics. You know, they fought in Parker's home country, or New Zealand or Australia or wherever, or closer to where he was from. You know, but Ruiz arguably won that, so he should have been an undefeated fighter. But again, if you don't educate yourself, you wouldn't know this. So, you know, shout out to Pacquiao. I can't wait for his fight with Thurman. It's not like a huge upset like people are making it out to be. So that's just my 2 cents. If you're new, consider subscribing. We working.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.